People of the State of Michigan versus Eric West, 2023588. Mr. West is here appearing by video from the jail with his attorney, Mr. Gibson. And Mr. Gabriel is the prosecutor, and it's set for a status conference today. And it's my understanding the matter is resolved. So Mr. West, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Mr. Gibson, today I received an amended information from the prosecutor's office. Any objection to that being filed? It adds a count of accosting a child for immoral purposes.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Gabriel, what is the offer in this case? You're muted again, Gary.
If Mr. West provides to the court a factual basis, and I stress that he has to provide a factual basis for count 2, and the court accepts that plea, we will dismiss count 1 and all habitual and subsequent offense notices.
Is that correct, Mr. Gibson?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. West, the offer is that if you were to plead to the charge of accosting for immoral purposes a child, a felony that's punishable by up to 4 years in the Department of Corrections and or a fine of up to $4,000, and is also subject to the Sex Offender Registration Act, the prosecutor would dismiss the charge of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree and the second offense notice and the habitual offense third offense notice. So, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
No, sir.
So how do you plead to the charge of accosting for immoral purposes a child?
Yes, sir.
You plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Has anyone promised you anything else other than what we've talked about in court today?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you?
Sir?
Has anybody threatened you to make you do this?
No, sir.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if I accept your plea, you're not going to have a trial of any kind, and you'll be giving up the rights you would have had at trial? Those include the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have the witnesses appear in court to testify against you, and to be able to cross-examine those witnesses, to have me order any witnesses you want to appear in court to testify on your behalf. You would have the right to testify if you wish, or you'd have the right not to testify and not have that silence used against you. You understand that you're giving up all those rights by pleading guilty?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that by pleading guilty, you may be waiving certain defenses that you could have raised or issues that you could have raised at trial that you'll be waiving by pleading guilty.
Yes, sir.
You also understand that by pleading guilty, you're not going to have an automatic right to appeal. You would have to ask for application for leave to appeal to the Court of Appeals.
Yes, sir.
All right, now it says that on or about November 16th, 2020, you were in the city of Three Rivers, County of St. Joseph, State of Michigan. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And it's alleged that at that time, you did either accost, entice, or solicit a child less than 16 years of age with the intent to induce or force that child to commit an immoral act, to submit to an act of sexual intercourse, or an act of gross indecency, or other act of depravity or delinquency, or did encourage the child to engage in one of these acts. Can you tell me what happened that makes you guilty of this?
Well, she had asked me to buy her an iPhone, and she said she asked me if I would, and I told her yes. And she said, well, what would I owe you? And I asked her to let me touch her.
Okay, so what did she ask for?
An iPhone.
An iPhone? All right, so she said, would you get me an iPhone? And you said you would if she would let you touch her.
Yes, sir.
Touch her where?
In a private,
Okay.
on
So
upper,
on her breasts or on her genital area?
jungle,
Genital area? So you said,
yes, sir.
yeah, I'll buy you an iPhone if you let me touch you in your genital area.
Yes, sir.
And she was under the age of 13, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are counsel satisfied that a factual basis has been established by the defendant's statement of facts?
I am, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are either counsel aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements?
None, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Has the court complied with the court rule?
The court has.
Yes.
I find the plea made as accurate, understanding, voluntary. There's a factual basis, therefore I accept the plea. We'll set this for sentencing on July 16th. Bond's canceled. We'll see you back here on July 16th, Mr. West. Fill out that packet the deputy's going to give you so the Department of Corrections can do their pre-sentence report. They'll come out to interview you. I'll send that document that we did together to them immediately so they can start the file. And then we'll see you back here on July 16th for sentencing.